Hello YouTube, one set malicious again with another episode of Dueling like a Swordsman. This video is long overdue. I know you guys were waiting for my results from YCS Miami. First of all, I wanted to clear things up. I'm not the dude that got day 2 of Sabers without a side deck. No, that wasn't me. I actually did really bad at the event. But then again, I still had a lot of fun, and I did get to play Sabers, just not in the main event, sadly. Last minute, I changed to a deck that I was practicing with, but you know, I would have done much better with Sabers, and a lot of people I met there that actually watched the videos also told me I was playing with Prophecy, and I did really horrible. Some highlights, I got to, my first round, my very first round was against Jeff Jones. I met the guy, and he was a really nice guy, and I had a lot of fun playing him. And then I got to round 3, I lost 3 times in a row, and I dropped the tournament, and I started playing the side events. I actually took Sabers to Attack of the Giant card. I also lost there. And then I took it to a regional qualifier and got to the finals, but sadly I couldn't make it. I got eliminated in the very last round against some macro rabbit. I tried my best. It was doing really good, but you know, had time just, you know, I couldn't go undefeated. But then again, I really had a lot of fun in the event. I don't regret at all going there. I'm gonna go to more YCSs this year. I plan to go at least to 2 YCS as soon as August ends for Judgment of Light and all the other sets that are coming after. Because it's gonna be very fun after September, and I really want to take Sabers and represent. I'm not gonna make the mistake again. I'm definitely taking Sabers to my next YCS, to the main event. I don't care how bad I do or how good I do. I'm just gonna take them. And I really wanted to also, you know, take this video and, you know, how do I say, just, you know, take advantage of this video to discuss some things that have been going on since I arrived from YCS Miami. Some exciting things have been going on, some things I've been trying, some techs. You guys are going to be like, you're going to love this. And it's just like my mentality has just changed after YCS Miami. It taught me so much, you know, the player base, and the competition, the type of cards that I got to use, you know. It's like a whole new level, a whole new world, you know. It's just like, it's not just like skill, it's just like, you know, the kind of meta that you see there is nothing compared to what you see at your locals. It's like in the YCS, you just have to prepare for, you know, the very best deck, but at the same time you have to prepare for the most unusual thing you might face, and it's just so exhilarating that I don't know. That feeling. It's like so exhilarating. Would I be against the best decks? Would I be against the rogue deck? You know, it's just that feeling is amazing, and that's what I loved about the YCS. And I have to have more. So I'm going to more YCSs this year. Like I said, I want to go at least 2 more before the year ends and see how I do. I'm also heavily thinking going to Nats, since I do have my invite from last year. I'm going to see what I can do. I'm going to be very busy in the summer. Most probably not going to even be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! At least in sanctioned events. I'm going to be playing on my free time, maybe on DN and stuff like that, but not on sanctioned events because of my work. But I'm going to try to do the best possible arrangements to see if I can actually make it to Nats. But please, I'm going to say it from now that don't expect me to be at Nats, but do expect me to be at YCSs after August. That is for sure. Anyways, about the amazing news I wanted to tell you guys. After YCS Miami, took me about 2 weeks to get into locals again because of work. And I was doing some experiments in each local. The first one went super bad. And I really couldn't show people what I was trying to do, but at the second local it got really good, and that's where I'm going to start the discussion. I really changed my build from the build that I used at YCS Miami. I made a total overhaul, and you know, after YCS Miami, people were, you know, right after YCS Miami came the March list, so Solemn Warning went to 1, and then, you know, things changed a lot. You know, that card going to 1 meant that stuff like Forbidden Lands was going to be used even more and more and more. It was practically a staple, but I was looking a bit beyond Forbidden Lands, and I was actually looking way back to the starter days, very old school, a card that pretty much does exactly the same thing but is even better in our build, and that card is, let me look for it here, the pops, 1 sec. Yeah, the suspense is killing you guys, I know it. Some of you know this already. If you post on Pojo, you already know what the surprise card is, but for those that don't, this is my ultimate tech card. It's super cheap. Oh yeah, it's damaged. I got another one there. Let me look for it. It's in better condition. Let me see where did I place that? Here we go. My Body's a Shield. I got 2 gold versions and 1 normal. I wanted all 3 gold. So if anybody has a gold version, feel free to PM me and I'll trade. Anyways, My Body is a Shield. This card, oh my god, this thing is balls, man. Like, it's just incredible. I won a tournament thanks to this. Actually, I got 2nd place, but I mean, I went undefeated to the last round where I went 2-1 against Insectors, and it was all thanks to this card and another card that I'm going to be talking about soon enough, which is also a must-have for our deck. At least in my opinion. My Body's a Shield. Why did I run My Body's a Shield instead of Lance? Alright, 2 reasons. First, it's cheaper. I mean, my Forbidden Lance, I mean, common Forbidden Lances are going for like $10 right now. You could get a cheap one for $8, so that's it. That's as far as you can go. And some Forbidden Lances Super goes for 20, 25, like, it's stupid. Now, My Body's a Shield, just 50 cents, the common, and possibly $2 gold. So it's super cheap, and if you're building a budget build of sabers, then this is the way to go. Why is the other what's the other reason I'm running My Body as a Shield? Well, Warning is gone to 1, so life points you have more life points to pay, and you can afford to run a card like this now, since you have, you know, only 1 warning. And the second reason is because unlike Lance protects 1 monster only, and My Body's a Shield protects them all. You know, if I go Bogart into Pashul, they're already expecting a Fall Troll, so they're waiting to use their Torrential on Fall Troll. So I go Fall Troll, My Body's a Shield, I gotta then go Hyunlei and pop the other card. Or if they don't Torrential at the Fall Troll and they're going behind a Starlight Road, then I go Hyunlei, pop all 3, they Starlight Road, I My Body, and I'm still winning. I did that in the tournament like freaking like 10 times. It was stupid. The other good thing that My Body's a Shield is actually the way I use it is stuff like Fire Fist Bear. I set My Body's a Shield, and I set monsters and stuff like that, and monsters that they want to pop. As soon as they want to pop, boom, My Body's a Shield, bear is negated, and it's destroyed as well, so they lose their bear. It negates stuff like, for example, I don't know if you guys have gone against, I mean, if you've gone against Mermails and you're in main phase 2 and you try to, and you can, like, you Dark Hole, they go into Pike, I mean, not Dark Hole, let's say you go Scrap Dragon and pop their Linde. Linde looks for a Pike. Pike discards infantry, My Body. You save your Scrap Dragon right there, and they wasted their infantry. But yeah, it also negates infantry. If they use infantry on a monster, you can My Body's Shield, negate it. If they use Marksman on a set monster, you can My Body. I mean, it does a lot of stuff. I mean, it doesn't negate everything, but in our deck, it protects pretty much almost every important card you want. And honestly, the only thing that annoys me a bit that My Body's Shield cannot negate, the last can, is stuff like Fiendish Chain and Break the Skill. But right now, those cards are not being used that much. Well, the exception of Fiendish Chain, but in my local they don't use Fiendish Chain as much because of MST. But you know, basically, they've been on a lot of sweepers like Torrential Tribute or Mirror Force, and my Boxer Shield, you know, I just eat that. I just eat that and keep attacking, keep the OTK. Really good card. I'm right now running 3 My Body's a Shield. I'm not running MST in the main deck. I'm running MST in the side deck. I'll later show you guys when I show you the full build. The other surprise card I'm running in the main deck is this dude. Wait a second, where is it? Here we go. Yeah, you most probably know this card. I mean, honestly, guys, I really suggest right now you get as many of these cards as you can. At least a playset. I mean, this card is going to go up in price soon. There's going to be somebody that's going to use this card to its full potential, and it's going to break it. I mean, this card is really good. Breakthrough Skill from Cosmo Blizzard. This card, I mean, it just saved my ass in the tournament so many times. I beat Mermail 2-0 both times in the tournament because of this card. I mean, you just had to see the Mermaid players. They go into Abyss Gaios and they just sit on that Abyss Gaios like they're like the king of the world. Like, oh yeah, you can't do anything on negate your effects, and my Abyss Gaios makes your Golems. You can't run over Abyss Gaios. Well then, breakthrough skill, bitch. You know, I mean, it's just either I activate it in the field, but the great thing about breakthrough skill is that you can activate its effect also in the graveyard. So if they have an Abyss Gaios, I go and use a breakthrough skill from the graveyard, I banish it, and I negate its effect, and I can do all my stuff in my turn, and I don't have to worry about Abyss Gaia's skill drain like effect. I don't have to worry about that. What else is this really good against? Stuff like Macro Rabbit, man. You know, Macro Rabbit just won a regionals this weekend, the same weekend as YCS Austin, and Macro Rabbit made a really big representation at YCS Austin, taking a couple tops. I mean, breakthrough skill their Logia, breakthrough skill their Dolka, breakthrough skill. Oh, this thing is the shit, man. You gotta use it. Anyways, what other things I used it against? Stuff like walls like Senmei's, Gachi, stuff like Christia. If they have a Christia, I go like breakthrough skill, their Christia, and special summon all my stuff, run over to Christia. I mean, you know, what haven't I not done with this? I mean, they can have Thunder King Ryo, breakthrough skill. Now they cannot negate the summon of my Faltro. Okay, by the way, guys, I mean, that's legal because Thunder King's effect activates on the field. So you break to skill Thunder King. Not only can he not negate the search abilities from your deck, he can also not negate a special summon because the tribute effect activates on the field. Thus, it's considered to be negated when he's affected by breakthrough skill. Same goes with Bouncer. You know, yeah. By the way, just in case you were wondering, MVP. I actually did this against Dragonites. They're sitting behind a Stardust Dragon. All right, well, breakthrough skill, then do my Hyunlei. Boom. They can't do anything about it. Then run over Stardust. That's really epic. I mean, this card is just so good. I'm running 3, and I'm running 3 in almost any deck I make. I mean, Fire Kings, X-Sabers, Archfiend. I mean, you name it. This thing is the shit, man. I mean, just double effect builder, and in the battle phase, I mean, did you say Trago 80 attacking? Alright, breakthrough skill, 0 attack, take full damage. And then I will use it in the graveyard. I mean, it's just so balls. I mean, 6 Samurais, Chien, breakthrough skill. I mean, it's balls. It's balls. This card's just balls, man. It's super awesome. Anyways, yeah, those were the 2 cards that I immediately switched to in these past tournaments, and I got second place because of these 2 cards. I'm dead serious. If I didn't have these 2 cards in my deck, I wouldn't have gotten second place in that tournament. And that tournament was filled with a lot of the best players in my island. I mean, David Flores says they suck, but I mean, they're the best players in my island, so what else can I do? I mean, I beat them. I beat all of them. They were super salty. They were, like, talking on Facebook, like, oh, my God, damn you. Like, this random guy playing Sabers beat us all. Like, apparently I beat this guy that was undefeated for, like, freaking 2 months. And I beat him because of breakthrough skill and his freaking Gaios. Yeah, man, it felt awesome. Anyways, what else was I testing in these past weeks? I actually have a really exciting card I wanted to show you guys, and it's in the sideboard. If you guys remember, I had a Banisher macro side for YCS Miami. Well, I decided to ditch that, although it's really good. And if you guys want to do that, there's no problem. You know, go ahead. You know, Banisher macro is actually really good, especially in a mermail-filled meta. It's really, really good. But I decided to twist some things and do my version of what I would do against mermails, and I came up with something. And let me see if it's here so that I can share it. 1 sec. Okay, no, it's almost there. No. Okay, right, that's 4 cards that I added to my side deck that I will discuss. Here it is. Well, let me give you the both Spanish version and English version. A Spanish one and an English one. Mischief of the Jokai, man. This thing is amazing. I used it in my last tournament, and everybody in my local saw me use it, and they were like just so shocked about the power behind this card. It's like, this thing is just trolls. Okay, I'm gonna explain. Like, I use this against 2 decks in particular. I use this against Mermails, and then I use this against Rabbit. Why against Rabbit? They go Rescue Rabbit. As soon as the 2 normals hit, Mischief of the Jokai, they're level 2s. If they don't have Gachi, end phase, they blow up. Same thing with Mermails. Mermails go into Abyss Squall, Mischief of the Jokai, they're all level 5. Yeah, say goodbye to your Megalos and Tews and Abyss leads in the end phase. Yep, bye. If they try to go double level 4, Mischief of the Jokai, and I just negated their Abyss Dweller play, and they're forced to go into Gachi. If they summon Diva, and they go Diva Marksman, Mischief of the Jokai, now Diva's level 1, Marksman's level 2, you have a level 3 Synchro. I guess not, so yep, they're sitting there, and next attack, and next turn I just run over them, and boom. And the great thing about Mischief of the Jokai is that it's just like Breakthrough Skill, that you can use its effect again from the graveyard. I mean, I literally, last locals, I was like, this guy, I was playing Mermails, and he goes into Abyss Tews and then Abyss Megalo. He attacks my monsters, but I have a Scrap Dragon face up, so he's going to go to main phase 2 to try to go Big Eye. And I flip Mischief of the Jokai, making his his Megalo and his Abyss Tews level 5. He doesn't have Volcasaurus or any level, already rank 5, so he's forced to pass. And then in my turn, I run over the Megalo, and then I pop the Tews with another card. And yeah, and he lost his 2 monsters, and then Mischief of the Jokai is in the graveyard. Now he top decks the Diva, the crowd goes wild, and I'm like, I'm just calm because I have my Mischief of the Jokai in the graveyard. So as soon as the Marksman hits, I Jokai his Diva, and he's forced to go into an Armory Arm on defense. Yeah, that's pretty baller right there, you know, just because of this card. I mean, I just trolled him so bad, and he was like, oh my god, that's the best side deck I've ever seen. Like, I can't do anything. It's like, yeah, pretty much. I shut down your plays. I mean, and it's so amazing. I mean, I really suggest you use this in your locals. It's going to troll so many people. This card is actually going to be really good in the future as well. I mean, if you go against Elemental Dragons, and they spam a lot of level 7s, so you can disrupt their XYZ plays with Mischief of the Jokai. And you know, basically they're not able to go into Big Eye, or they're not able to go into Drago Sack, and that's really good. By the way, Drago Sack is a new rank 7s coming up in Lord Attacking Galaxy. It's like a mini Scrap Dragon that makes its own tokens and stuff. It's really broken, and if you can be able to stop, if you're able to stop that, it's really good. I mean, it's just so good. So yeah, that was my experiment last week, and it's definitely staying on my side for a while. And most probably, by the looks of it, it's also going to stay after May. For Lord Attacking Galaxy, the other experiment I had was, and I actually have them shiny, Creature Swap. I mean, this is an old school one. I mean, some of you guys have seen this before. Why am I using Creature Swap? Alright. I'm using Creature Swap for 2 decks. The first one is Prophecy, and the second one is Fire Fist. Since I main Tenki, I can go Creature Swap, give my Emerald Blade to them, take their bear, or their gorilla or something. I bear, and I just attack with bear, and I have Tenki, by the way. I attack with bear, I search my other Tenki, and then I use their balance effect to get on their Emerald Blade's effect to get on their bell and pitch a card from their hand. I mean, that's super boss. And I mean, that's really good against also Prophecy, because if you know, prophecies depend on having spellcasters on their field to activate cards like Spellbook of the Master, Spellbook of Fate, and if you can steal a card like Priestess, I mean, you're gonna have a 25 beater permanent in your side of the field, just wrecking face, and they can't use stuff like Spellbook of the Master, Spellbook of Fate. I mean, lately, a friend of mine, some spellbooks have been main decking Jogan the Spiritualist, which is like some kind of like Pachycephalo. Well, some kind of like Pachycephalo. Well, Creature Swap, I get him, I destroy your monsters next turn, or you can't special summon any other monsters, and I lock you down with your own card. Yeah, seems pretty legit. But yeah, I mean, Creature Swap, I used it last week, and it really worked against both matchups. I went against 2 spellbooks last week. I won one, and I lost the other for being a nice friend. I pretty much allowed my friend to, you know, take back his play, and he did a better one, and he won. But if I wouldn't have been like that, I would have won, because I had on my body's shield, and I negated his card. Anyways, Creature Swap, I basically used Creature Swap on his Spellbook Magician, and I gave him my Dark Soul, I think it was, and then I stayed with the Magician there, and he didn't have spellcaster in his graveyard or in his field, and he was forced to bring out his in-hand Maxi just to crash into the Magicians, just so the tower could be live, and his other cards could be live, because otherwise he couldn't do anything for a couple of turns, and that's like just amazing. Yeah, Creature Swap's really good. I think I'm gonna be testing it next week too. Other decks you can use Creature Swap on are stuff like Agents. You can steal their big monsters like Hyperion. You can use this in Dark World, since they depend on a single Grapha on the field. So you go Emerald Blade, give me your Grapha, I take my Emerald Blade, I Grapha, get my Emerald Blade, get a Dark Soul, I don't know, something. So yeah, it's really good against decks that use single monsters like Fire Fist, Prophecy, Dark World, and Agents. In the case of Agents, is because they use a lot of big beaters, so you can get one of their big beaters. So yeah, some pretty amazing stuff I've been working on. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the actual deck. Let me put my side deck back. Alright, so give me a second. We got 1 brick to skill. My body. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and make it easier. Let me refresh here. Oh, wait. This is the deck I'm gonna be using next week. And this is what I currently have. Let's shut this down. As you can see, 3 Bogars, 3 Dark Souls, 1 Pashul, 1 Ragigura, 2 Fall Trolls this time. I actually moved to 2. This is something me and David are actually testing. Krolos. 3 Fulhams, 1 Airbellum, 3 Emerald Blade, 1 Heavy Storm, 1 Monster Born, 1 Dark Hole, 2 Dualities, 2 Tenki, 3 My Body's Shield, 2 Bottomless, 3 God's Equal, 1 Solemn Judgment, 1 Solemn Warning, 3 Breaks to Skill, 2 Mirror Force, and 3 Fiendish Chain. Now, why am I doing 3 Fiendish Chain and 3 Break to Skill? Alright. Before I had the 3 Fiendish Chain, I had 1 more Fall Troll and 2 Dimensional Prisons. Dimensional Prison is not bad. I'm gonna say it. If you have it, you can run it. There's no problem with that. Now, the thing I'm gonna be testing next week is because Fiendish Chain and Dimensional Prison do the same, have the same principle. They're cards that stop attacks. Now, they both do different things. They stop it and do something different afterwards. The prison stops the attack, and then it stops the attack, and then it banishes the card. While Phoenix Chain stops the attack and negates the monster's effect. Well, right now with the meta, it's just too effect monster heavy. It's just like there's just too dependent on monster effects. So if you can have as much effect negation as possible, I mean, you're in a good position. And honestly, if I can have a card that stops an attack and negates an effect at the same time, well, guess what that card is? It's Phoenix Chain. I mean, so I switched prisons for the Phoenix Chain. I added the third Phoenix Chain for the third, and swapped it for the third with the third Fall Troll. And I now have 6 cards that stop effects, and I also have 5 cards that stop attacks: 2 Mirror Forces and 3 Phoenix Chains. And the cherry on top on Phoenix Chain is that it's also Scrap Dragon Bait. So just like Tenki, it's Scrap Dragon Bait. So that's always good. It's also always good. I tested it. Right now I just played one game. It was against this Fire Fist Gladiator deck, and I mean I won because of that. I won because of Phoenix Chain and Break Your Skill and all that back row stopping cards. But definitely then I lost the 3rd game because he just had double Chariot, and there was no way that I could push. But whatever, it was just one game. But yeah, I mean, I just saw, in that game, I just saw the power of having 3 Break the Skill and 3 Phoenix Chain. His Fire Fist Bear couldn't do anything. And I could wreck face, and he had 5 back row, and I ate all his 5 back row slowly, grinding the game, while he couldn't do anything with his bear. And until literally in the last push, I made a Hyunlei, and I targeted 1 back row, he chained something else, I chained got him the emergency call, I made another Hyunlei, blowed everything up, and then I summoned Fall Troll and continued to beat face, right there, really good. Yeah, it was a very good game. But yeah, this is what I'm running right now. It's going to be one of them running next week. Side deck's going to remain the same. I mean, people really didn't see a lot of my side deck in the locals, so I shouldn't have any problem with stuff like with people knowing. Plus, I'm going to be playing different people. I switched the Senmeis for a Crimson Blader. I forgot to add Crimson Blader. Now that my deck can do a lot of cool plays. I'm gonna be, since we're taking a lot of time right now, I'm gonna save a really cool combo for next video. It's a combo that has to do with Ragigura, and it can, just to spoil it a little bit, guys, just to like give you a little bit of suspense. You basically, the result in the end is 2 level 8s and a Photon Strike Bouncer with cards in hand. Yeah, it sounds sexy, right? Yeah, it really does. It really does, and I actually pulled it off in my last locals, and people were like, "Oh my God, this guy can actually do that." It's like Sabers can actually do that. Yeah, it's that good. But I'm gonna show you guys that trick on my next video. It's actually something it even has a funny story to it, because I actually didn't know how to do it, and I was forced to find out how to do it. Because I was having a discussion with David, and basically he put me on the spot, and I was like, okay, alright, I gotta figure it out. I gotta see how I do this. But I'll give you the details in the next video. Just in case, just before ending the video, I wanted to go ahead one moment. I'm very sure you guys don't know my name on the end, so yep, there it is. This is my profile, FirebatDZ. If you see me, add me as a friend. I played a lot. I haven't played a lot lately. I played a lot in singles to get my dad picture, and that's it. I stopped playing after that. I'm really now playing a lot of matches. As you can see, this is actually very recent. I've been playing a lot of matches because I want to get a lot of match experiences, and that actually I really suggest everybody. I really suggest everyone to you know, when you play on the end, play a match mode, because it really gives you a lot of experience in terms of side decking. Side decking is one of the most important things in Yu-Gi-Oh! So, you know, practice the matchup, practice your match game as much as possible, so you can get the most out of it and the most out of your side deck. And then, I mean, that's how I learned how to put tricks in my side deck, like Mischief the guy and Creature Swap. That's how I learned it, by playing a lot of matches. It really gives you a very good insight on how decks work, and not only game 1 but in game 2 and game 3, because it's very important. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. 30 minutes already, so it's a pretty long video today, but I hope I covered a lot of stuff. I really went over a lot of stuff that was really overdue. So hopefully by next video we already catched up and we can continue as normal. So yeah, later guys.